Hi there, and welcome to my, first episode of, a show that I might be calling, That Bunny Interviews. I'm kind of doing this for a first for my channel. This is all unedited, and this is not going to be, scripted or anything. This is all improvised. This is going to be my first guest. I think you might know him from Twitter and maybe YouTube. This here is Silent Jack. Why don't you tell us who you are and what your name is and stuff?
Hello, my name is Silent Jack, or Nathan Gobby Hewitt. I'm a artist, animator, filmmaker, and actor, a struggling alcoholic. I like to snowboard in my free time. I also save puppies from burning buildings. And I've worked with Karen before for about a couple years, I would say. Pretty good stuff. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Twitter. I do art and animation for a living. It's pretty cool.
All right, that's pretty interesting. All right. So, I'm trying to find my own personality and interviews and stuff. But okay. My first question is, how did you first get into art and animation? Why don't you tell me about that?
So I got into art and animation back in middle school. I wasn't serious about it until I got to middle school. I did art beforehand, in elementary school, but I wasn't serious about it until I hit 6th grade. And it came from just from out of nowhere, I just had this strange interest in cartoons for some reason. I wanted to keep drawing those cartoons and stuff like that with trace stuff, And I just kept drawing 24/7 in 6th grade. In fact, I did more drawing than homework. And then eventually I was just I want to start animating those cartoons. So then when I got to 8th grade, I started experimenting with paper animation. And as time went by, I was able to do digital stuff. And yeah, I'm here now doing animation on my digitally here online, able to share it with the world around me. And it's a pretty cool gig, I'll be quite honest with you. It's just great to have ideas that I could never do in real life and just bring them to animation.
Wow. What are you proud of right now in terms of your online stuff?
Well, I don't really have a certain kind of stuff I'm proud of. It's just whatever pops up is what I'm proud of. Whatever I think might work well. I think there's something really great whenever I can make something and a lot of people enjoy it. Because in my own eyes, it's only stuff that I make that I'm actually going to like. So when I see other people enjoy what I like or what I make, it's a really great feeling. I made fan animation, shorts, little types of animation tests that have gotten a lot of big successes. And it's great to see people liking that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think your first big hit was with that animation with your character Mia Mouse. Is that right? It was with the test audio from that short film, The Last Bell. I think I last remember. Is that right?
That is absolutely correct. I beforehand didn't have 300 followers beforehand. But once I posted this little animation of a mouse character I've had for a while, a little British freckled mouse, all of a sudden I went from 300 to 10,000 a day. It was crazy. I didn't know what to do with this kind of out of nowhere success. It was crazy to me.
Yeah, I say you just gotta take advantage of the fame that you have. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm rolling women right now. You have no idea.
All right. I think you now have a voice actress for Mia now.
Yes, absolutely. It came from you actually. You did a bunch of little showing off to your voice actors. Or you're hey, so this random guy is looking for somebody to voice a mouse. You guys want to do it? And sure enough, 3 people came to me, and one of them that was selected was Maharu, of course, and then she became the official voice for Mia. So now she had an official voice to go along with it.
Yeah, Miharu the Fox. I just like to help out a few online friends of mine. I just saw this whole post that you were looking for voices for your character, and I just thought maybe I can get in contact with a few of my female friends online. And sure enough, I got one of them was Miharu the Fox, and yeah, sure enough, she was a voice. I never really believed that it actually happened, but here we are.
Neither did she. She's always surprised. She's why did he choose me? And I'm because you were good for the voice. He's yeah, but why me? Shocked her too.
Yeah. All right. So, what's your biggest dream or plan that you've wanted to work on for the longest time?
So I have a lot of projects and like dream projects I want to work on. One of them that's like right now just a big one that's I would say is my biggest one that I'm working on at the moment. It's definitely gonna take a while to make. Is my first feature-length film called Shade. I've been like developing it since like 2023. I'm pretty sure.
Ah.
Or maybe it was, actually no, it was 2022. I'm pretty sure is when I started developing it. Yeah, it was 2022.
Right.
So yeah, it's been in development for a pretty good while.
All right. What can you tell us about this thing, Shade or something? What's it about?
So it's a very simple like pitch idea. The short synopsis I can give for it is a colorless town is painted by a colorful artist. It's about like a town with no color. Everything is the exact same, bland and everything. And one day, an artist in this town named Anne comes across a colorful substance of paint that when she paints it on stuff, it makes it colorful, full of life, and she like changes the town for the better with this special substance.
Ah, that was pretty interesting. It's kind of like I kind of got this 80s to 90s vibes from the plot and I think the cartoon style you got online. It just sounds like a 90s film to me. I love it so far. I can't wait to see what it's like in the future. Yeah.
I mean, you should know. You're working on it with me.
What? They don't know that. I mean, yeah. I mean, true. All right. My third question is, who inspired you in terms of your art?
So when I first started doing like drawing in 6th grade, like when I was like really like trying to get serious about it, it was like a lot of like 90s cartoons, a lot of like the intense stuff, you know, stuff like Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life, like the really like intense like 90s booger like stuff. I used to draw a lot of like wild takes and like crazy shit like that. But then it's like as I started like, you know, growing a bit and discovering like new like cartoonists and stuff like that, I started like developing more and more. One of my inspirations is Looney Tunes animator Chuck Jones. He's definitely an inspiration to me. Richard Williams, the masterclass of animation himself. Who else? Al Hirschfeld, a great caricature artist from like the early days of Hollywood. He's another one. I remember one of the inspirations that was the biggest one for me back when I was in elementary school that I used to love was Dr. Seuss. I used to love his world and like the way he designed characters. Those are like my main like the 4 like horsemen of my art style basically. And you can see it a lot like if you've seen like how I draw my stuff.
I definitely get. I definitely see it in them. I can see that. Yeah. All right. My fourth question is: do you have anything ambitious planned at the moment?
About like 2 projects at the moment that I like. Aside from Shade, aside from that one, there's like 2 projects I'm working on at the moment. There's a little going back to like the fan-made stuff I used to make. I'm working on a new fan-made short around Disney and Pixar's Inside Out. Some time ago I made like one for the sequel that got a lot of like viewership and success. So I'm gonna be making more of those. Another one is a little YouTube series that's my own indie project on YouTube called Silent Jack. It's a live-action show, but my goal with it is to make it look like a basically a live-action cartoon with a lot of like uses of 2D animation integrated into it to make it have like a cool like vibe to it. Those I would say are the 2 projects I'm working on aside from Shade, so we'll see how those go in the end.
Yeah, I like to see that. All right, I think I got about like one last question for now. Who do you want to work with in the future?
Barack Obama, you know. God, it's really hard to say who I'd want to work with in the future. I never really had an exact plan of like people I would love to work with. Of course, like every animator's dream is to work at studios they've grown up with. Like for me, it was like working at Disney and stuff like that, getting to make stuff for them. But in today's climate, it's a very hard to say if it's actually going to happen with how, you know, they run stuff nowadays. I can dream about it, hoping that one day like it might happen. They'll have me make stuff for them, but it's hard to say. I can only hope.
Yeah. All right, before we go, sign off this interview, do you have any last messages for our listeners?
Eat your vegetables, chew your bubble gum, and no drinking and driving, kids.
All right. I think we can end the interview here. All right. All right. Bye.